Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV with your NFL Fade the Public video for Week 18. This Sunday, January the 8th, final Sunday of the NFL regular season. Week 18 is here. I've got the four most public plays for you this week. 3 sides and 1 total. It's the first time all year in 18 weeks I've given you an over-under, but there's a really public total that I wanted to point out here in Week 18. Going to get to all that information for you free here, right here on WagerTalk TV in just a moment. Quick reminder, college football is winding down, right? We have the College Football National Championship this Monday night. Well, I will be back on a weekly basis starting next week with a college basketball top 25 video. So if you love the college football top 25 video, check out the college basketball top 25 video, most likely starting next week. Click the subscribe and hit the bell for instant alerts when these videos go live each and every week. And don't forget, the NFL playoffs start next week. NFL Fade the Public will continue here on a weekly basis through the Super Bowl in February. So be sure to continue to check out WagerTalk TV. Also, don't forget, it's a great time to get a direct subscription at WagerTalk.com. You know, basketball is the primary sport now, and I love basketball. I've had great success over the past 26 years as a full-time professional handicapper in both college and pro basketball. Perfect 3-0, 100% sweep Thursday and Friday night as we head into the weekend on Saturday. If you're joining us late Saturday, you can still get my Saturday night college and pro basketball best bets right now at WagerTalk.com. And don't forget, of course, a strong NFL pro football card, strong NFL best bets this Sunday as well. Get them all right now on a daily basis or save big with a very special offer this weekend. When you buy a direct subscription, you get bonus days, 23% more added for free because it's 2023. The new year is here, and it's quite simple. You buy a 4-week package, a 1-month package, you get an additional week for free. If you buy a 3-week package, you get an additional 3-month package, you get an additional 3 more weeks for free. And if you really want to cash in big over the next year plus, you buy a 1-year package, you get an additional 84 days, almost 3 more months included for free. So once again, 1 month gets you 5 weeks, 3 months gets you 3.5 months, 1 year gets you 15 months. It's all additional, 23% for free. No promo code needed. It's on my page right now, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. All right, we're going to look at the 4 most public plays for this Sunday. 3 sides and 1 total. 2 games go early at 1 o'clock Eastern. 2 games go late at 4:25 Eastern. Now, a lot of teams have stuff to play for still, so almost every game has some meaning. And even the games in which both teams are out of the playoffs, both teams should play hard. We don't really see teams often toss the towel in the NFL. It's too physical of a sport. And coaches don't play to lose to get a better draft pick. To be honest, if they're in that situation, they're just trying to keep their job most of the time. So we can handicap most of these games like regular matchups, but there are some situations where teams will be resting their starters. And what's interesting is that 2 of our 3 public sides this week are which teams have clinched the playoffs and have nothing they can improve, yet the public is back at them. We'll get to those in a moment, but let's start with one of the early games at 1 o'clock Eastern, and it is a very public underdog, and it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers +4. The public is on the Buccaneers, and this is one of those teams that has nothing to play for. We have to tread a little lightly here in Week 18. I will be honest. I don't know if the public data is quite as strong this week because the public doesn't dig as deep. They don't look into the playoff scenarios, and that's probably one of the reasons they're grabbing the points with Tampa, a team that won their division, still has Tom Brady at quarterback, against the Atlanta Falcons, who have nothing to play for. Atlanta's been eliminated from the postseason. But Tampa Bay also has nothing to play for. They are locked into the number 4 seed as the weakest division winner in the NFC, which means they are guaranteed the 4 seed, and more importantly, they're guaranteed a home playoff game next week, almost certainly against the Dallas Cowboys. About a 95% chance it's going to be Dallas, who's going to most likely be locked into the 5th seed. Dallas would have to win and hope the Eagles lose as a 14-point favorite in order for Dallas to move up to either the 1 or 2 seed. So not likely to happen, but Tampa is locked into the 4 seed. They have nothing to play for, but the public is backing them as a 4-point dog at 8-8 against the 6-10 Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta enters losing 4 of their last 5 games, both straight up in ATS, but they did barely beat the Cardinals last week to snap that 4-game straight up losing streak. But once again, Atlanta's only won 1 of their last 5 games. They've only won 2 of their last 7. None of their last 7 games have they won by more than 3 points. So I fully get on the surface why the public likes the Buccaneers +4. Just don't know if they dug in deep enough to realize that Tampa Bay has absolutely nothing to play for this week. All right, there's another game at 1 o'clock Eastern, and it's a rare over-under selection. You know, all season, the first 17 weeks, I've given you sides only. And the reason being is I have a lot more consensus data on sides so the data is usually a little more valid. I do look at totals every week. Nothing's really jumped out this year, but there is one total that's very public. And first of all, a little disclaimer. As you know, the public normally plays favorites, right? When they're on an underdog, it's always a red flag. Well, the same thing applies to totals. In general, about 60% of the consensus is going to be on overs. The public likes overs. By the way, over-unders were 11-5 last year, 11-5-1, I believe, in week 18 last season. They've been about a 55.5% overplay since 2015. Special thanks to Ralph Michaels, the human database, the pin at WagerTalk.com for that data. So the over has been a good play in week 18 on the blind. And it's interesting that the most public total this week is an under. And that's why I wanted to mention it, because once again, it's always a red flag when the public is on underdogs or unders. And the most public total this week is under the total between Pittsburgh and Cleveland. That also goes at 1 o'clock Eastern. Open 42 has been bet down to 40.5, even 40 in some spots. Weather's going to be cold, but not an issue in Pittsburgh on Sunday afternoon, so it's not a weather issue. Public is back in the under here, and it's understandable why. We talked about the Steelers last week. They were getting some public love against Baltimore, and they got the win. Outright dog, come-from-behind win on Sunday Night Football. And I mentioned here that Pittsburgh's offense is really struggling. In fact, they have now scored 19 points or less in 4 of their past 5 games, yet they've gone 5-1 straight up in ATS their last 6. So obviously they're not winning with offense, they're winning with defense, and that's exactly been the case. In fact, if you look over their last 7 games, their last 8 games, they've held 7 of their last 8 opponents to 17 points or less, and they've held 6 in those 7 games to 16 points or less. Only one bad game was against Cincinnati. Otherwise, they've held 6 of their last 8 opponents to 16 points or less. And they've been an under machine. They've gone under the total in 4 of their last 5. Cleveland also an under machine. 6 straight unders heading into week 18. Deshaun Watson continues to struggle at quarterback. He's been at the quarterback spot now for 5 games. This will be his 6th start since returning against Houston in early December. And he has gone under in all 5 so far that he has made a start. And Cleveland rather, is struggling to score. They've put up 13 points or less in 3 of their last 4 games with Watson, including 10 points or less in half of those games. So fully get why the public is on the under here. But once again, that's a little bit of a red flag with totals. I don't talk about them a lot here in the video, but I wanted to point it out that the most public play this week is an under, which is very unusual, and it's under 40 between the Browns and Steelers on Sunday. All right, 2 more public sides. Both are on the late afternoon card Sunday at 4:25 Eastern. I'm going to get to those 2 late games here in just a moment. Quick reminder, though, right now, when you sign up for a direct all sports subscription, you're getting an additional 23 extra days, 23% extra for free. Depends which package you get, how many days you get, but it's an extra 23% for free. It's a fantastic offer as we ring in the new year 2023. This offer expires this weekend at WagerTalk.com. No promo code needed. It's on my page right now at Steve Merril on WagerTalk.com. Get there quicker with shortcut code WT.buzz/SM. It's very simple. You buy a 30-day all access, you get an additional 7 days for free. You buy 90 days, you get 22 more days for free, almost an additional month for free. Or the best deal of all, buy a full year, 365 days, and you get an additional 84 free days, almost 3 more months. 12 months turns into almost 15 months. You get the deal. Take advantage of the deal. All sports subscription gets every best bet, every sport I release every day. That's all my college and pro basketball for Saturday night, Sunday, the whole week, and into Monday, every day, obviously. You get the College Football National Championship on Monday night. You get the NFL, every best bet for this Sunday. Hey, if you're joining us on Saturday, check out the Saturday NFL action as well. And then, of course, the NFL playoffs start next week. Super Bowl all the way in February. Baseball just a few months around the corner. Every sport, every day for one low price, and you get an additional 23% more for free only when you sign up this weekend. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Let's look at those 2 late afternoon games for Sunday, Week 18. Goes at 4:25 Eastern. We have another public underdog, and that's the New York Giants. You know, I mentioned there were 2 teams we're talking about that have nothing to gain that are already in the playoffs. The Buccaneers are locked into the 4 seed. The Giants are locked in to the 6 seed. They cannot get any better, cannot get any worse, and they have absolutely nothing to play for this week. Yet the public is backing them, and it's understandable why. They're getting 2 touchdowns, 14 points as a playoff team against the Eagles, a team that's lost back-to-back weeks in a row despite only needing to win 1 game to clinch the number 1 seed. They only had to win 1 of their final 3 games. They've been resting Jalen Hurts. He's got a shoulder injury, but obviously I think they've been very cautious. Heading into the weekend, there's been no quarterback announced for either team because, once again, the Giants have nothing to play for. They're locked into the 6th seed. And the Eagles, they have to win to get the number 1 seed, but Minshew obviously is a very capable backup. So we'll see if it's Minshew or Hurts. Doing this video on Friday night. By Saturday afternoon, when you see this video, we might have that information. But the Eagles just have to win the game. Look ahead advanced line this summer is going to be 1.5. Now it's 14. So obviously a big adjustment here. And this is a situation in which Philadelphia, had they nothing to play for, the line would have been a lot shorter. Look ahead, the opener was about 10 a few days ago. So it has been bet up pretty heavy up to 14. And the public took notice, thought this is too many points. But once again, the Giants have nothing to play for. They're locked into the 6th seed. And their quarterback has not been announced. So it does look like they're resting starters because they have to play a wild card game next week. Public doesn't care. They like the Giants plus 14. By the way, about an 89% chance mathematically Philadelphia wins this game, or they get the number 1 seed, even if they lose a 3rd straight, if both Dallas and San Francisco lose outright, which is very unlikely to happen. Dallas is a 7-point favorite at Washington. San Francisco also a 14-point favorite at home against the Cardinals. Only about a 3% chance that both the Niners and Cowboys lose. So you take the 89% the Eagles win, or 3% the other two lose. About over a 90% chance, about 92% chance Philadelphia will be the number 1 seed, but the public is back at the Giants plus 14. All right, one other game on the late afternoon card. It's the only favorite we're talking about this week. The most public favorite on the board is the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, LA is pretty much locked into the 5 seed, but they have to win this game to ensure that they have the 5 seed. And the Chargers are a substantial favorite here in this game because people think they'll get it done. But look, lo and behold, they're a dog. So I don't mean they're a favorite in that regard. I mean they're a favorite with the betting public, or the consensus with the squares, because everyone just assumes they're going to win this game. But that's not the case. Chargers are a 3-point dog at Denver, despite the fact they have something to play for here still. There's a case, maybe they don't care who they play, but I think they do. And the reason you want to be the 5 seed, the reason this is important to be the top wild card, is because you'll play the weakest division winner, the 4 seed, which is going to be that weak AFC South winner between Tennessee and Jacksonville on Saturday night. Now, if you're watching this video on Sunday, we already have that information. Once again, I'm doing this video late Friday night as we head into the weekend. The winner of the Tennessee-Jacksonville game will be the AFC South, the number 4, the division champ, and they will host the game against the Chargers. So the Chargers would probably like to play as the 5 seed and play the weakest division winner. So they do have something to play for here. Herbert's listed as the starting quarterback, so it looks like everyone's playing, yet they're a field goal underdog. So you can see why the public is jumping all over the Chargers. Once again, another public dog. I said favorite. I misspoke because I keep feeling like the Chargers are favored in the game because they're so public, but technically they're a point spread underdog. So all 3 sides this week are public dogs. Tampa, the New York Giants, and the LA Chargers. And then once again, we got that public under, which is kind of the equivalent of an underdog because the public's usually on overs. Under Steelers, Browns, also a very public total. So some good contrarian data. We tread a little lightly here in Week 18. I only had 4 games, but I think they're pretty solid as far as the public consensus. So we'll see how these turn out as we finish off the regular season. Once again, on the early card, the public is on the Tampa Bay Bucks plus 4, under 40 between Pittsburgh and Cleveland, 40-40.5. On the late 4:25 Eastern card Sunday, public is on the Giants plus 14 and the Chargers plus the 3 points. Now, there are several other games that kind of had light public leans. I don't even want to call them public leans. I gave you additional leans, games that are just a bit outside from making the cut, and I gave you additional analysis. Nothing else was really a lean this week. Some games that had public sentiment, if you just want to dig a little bit deeper, and I got like 5 of them. I'm just going to rattle them off. Once again, tread lightly with these. If you're looking at these games, might be a slight filter you can use in your handicapping practice. But the Dolphins had a little bit of public sentiment. So did the Steelers. Steelers, of course, have to win and get some help to get that final playoff spot. Dolphins are also in a similar situation. Vikings and Cowboys also had some public sentiment. As I mentioned earlier, Dallas probably not going to get to the 1 or 2 seed, but could. Minnesota also in the playoff mix there. And also the Cincinnati Bengals have some public sentiment, and obviously very difficult to know what to do with the Bengals or the Bills, but Cincinnati does have some public sentiment this week in their game against Baltimore, who can no longer win the division. And we found that out when the NFL finally came out this week and announced the contingency plans because of the not making up the Bills-Bengals game means that Cincinnati is going to basically get another tie, and that means their win percentage will be higher than Baltimore, because even if Baltimore beats the Bengals here, they can no longer win the division, which was a chance they had until Cincy picked up another push basically in their record. But the Bengals are getting some public sentiment as well. So once again, Dolphins and Steelers and Bengals in the AFC and Vikings and Cowboys have a little bit of a public tilt to them, but nothing strong enough here to make the video. Just wanted to give that to you as a little bonus content here for all you viewers out there doing your own handicapping. Hey, hope you found this video useful. We will be back for the NFL playoffs each and every week, all the way through Super Bowl 57 in February right here on WagerTalk TV. And don't forget, my college basketball videos are scheduled to start next week. Hit subscribe, and most importantly, hit the bell. You'll get an instant alert when these videos go live each day of the week. I might have a couple of them each week. We're still working out the schedule. Hey, comment below. Let me know what you'd like to see with the college basketball videos. I'm always open to suggestions. And most importantly, let me know your thoughts here on the NFL Week 18 card. Do you tread lightly? Do you find advantages? Do you think it's trickier to handicap? Which games do you like? Or do you agree or disagree with the public? Let me know if you have any 6-point teasers. Be careful with those teasers this week. It's kind of like week 1. Kind of like the preseason where we say teaser value is not as strong. It's been great this season. A lot of games have been close near the point spread. I know many of you have done very well with teasers. I root everybody on. We all win together here. It's a family. We all beat the sports books together. But be careful with the teasers this week. These lines might not be quite as sharp as in other weeks. And let me know if you have any player props. You know, Andy Lang, the prop master, had a great point this week that it's incentive week, right? Contract week, week 18. Players have some incentives to get their bonuses. It's a great week to be playing props. So dig in, do your research on those angles, and let me know if you see any players that have incentives this week. Put it in the comments below. We'll all win together here on WagerTalk TV. Like, subscribe, and comment below. And don't forget, if you'd like to save if you'd like to get an extra 23%, you're saving because you're getting more for free. 23% added to any direct subscription this weekend. 1 month gets you 4 weeks, gets you 5 weeks. 3 months gets you an extra 3 weeks. And then a full year gets you an extra 84 days, almost an extra 3 months. 23% added for free as we bring in 2023. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get there quicker, wt.buzz/SM. All sports gets you every football, basketball, and baseball play every day. When you get an all sports, all access, you get an extra 23% added for free. This weekend only. No promo code needed. It's on my page right now, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. If you're on Twitter, don't forget to follow me as well, at Steve Merril. 2 R's, 1 L. Let me know if you like the new hand signal. I'm learning some sign language here on WagerTalk TV. And we'll be back once again with some college basketball content next week, and also NFL Fade the Public right here, as always, on Saturday afternoons. Actually, might be a little earlier next week, because if there's some Saturday NFL playoff games, we'll try to get it up maybe on Friday. So stay tuned. Another reason to hit that bell for instant alerts. And don't forget, download the WagerTalk TV app for your favorite mobile device. Watch these videos on the go all day and night. Hey, thanks for watching. Enjoy Week 18. Have a profitable Sunday in the NFL. Enjoy the games. Comment below. I read all the comments. I'll reply back. Best of luck, and I'll talk to you again soon right here on WagerTalk TV.